My experience is what I agree to attend to, not what happens to you, not what surrounds you, not even what you think. Your experience is what you agree to attend to. That was the central claim of William James's psychology. In the late 19th century, while Europe debated metaphysics and America industrialized at breakneck speed, James asked a different question. What if reality, as we live it, is shaped not by the world alone, but by where we place our attention? He wasn't trying to be mystical. He was trying to be precise. James helped establish psychology as a scientific discipline in America. His book, The Principles of Psychology, wasn't a pamphlet. It was a massive, rigorous exploration of how the mind actually functions. And in it, he described something deceptively simple. Everyone knows what attention is. It is the taking possession by the mind, in clear and vivid form, of one out of what seems several simultaneously possible objects or trains of thought. The mind is flooded with impressions, sounds, memories, fears, possibilities, regrets, hopes, but attention selects. It says, this, not that. And in doing so, it doesn't just observe reality, it organizes it. James understood something most people still overlook. Attention is not passive, it is creative. James struggled in his early years with indecision and philosophical doubt. He was overwhelmed by competing systems of thought, determinism, free will, materialism, faith. But instead of drowning in analysis, he made a radical decision. He chose. In his diary, after reading French philosopher Charles Renouvier, James wrote, "My first act of free will shall be to believe in free will." That sentence changed his life, not because it solved philosophy, but because it demonstrated something deeper. Belief itself is an act of attention. You can attend to helplessness, or you can attend to agency. You can attend to fear, or you can attend to possibility. The mind always has multiple interpretations available. Attention chooses which one becomes dominant. James later formalized this idea in his famous essay, The Will to Believe. He argued that sometimes waiting for perfect evidence is itself a decision, one that closes possibility. And so he wrote, "Our passional nature not only lawfully may, but must, decide an option between propositions, whenever it is a genuine option that cannot by its nature be decided on intellectual grounds." In other words, there are moments in life where logic cannot move you forward. Only commitment can. Love cannot be proven in advance. Trust cannot be guaranteed. Meaning cannot be mathematically derived. You must decide where to place your attention and then live into that decision. This wasn't blind faith. It was psychological realism. Because once attention commits, behavior follows, and behavior reshapes experience. James believed that attention wasn't just personal, it was moral. The greatest use of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it. What you attend to becomes what you serve. What you repeatedly think about becomes what you strengthen. Resentment grows with attention, so does gratitude. Fear deepens with rehearsal, so does courage. James saw that character is not built from grand gestures, but from sustained focus. He put it bluntly, the faculty of voluntarily bringing back a wandering attention over and over again is the very root of judgment, character, and will. Not intelligence, not talent, not temperament, the ability to bring your mind back again and again and again. That is power. James is often associated with pragmatism, the idea that truth is not merely abstract correspondence, but something tested in lived experience. In Pragmatism, he wrote, "Truth happens to an idea. Truth is not static. It becomes true in the process of verification, lived consequence, practical outcome. And here's where attention returns. If you believe you are incapable, you behave cautiously. If you believe effort matters, you act differently. Beliefs are not decorations in the mind. They are instruments. They guide attention. They filter perception. They alter experience. And because experience reinforces belief, the cycle strengthens. This is not mysticism. It is psychological feedback. James understood something radical for his time. The world you experience is not the total world. It is the selected world. From the chaos of reality, your mind highlights certain elements and dims others. So when two people live in the same society yet describe completely different worlds, James would not be surprised, because my experience is what I agree to attend to. Attend to threat, and the world is hostile. Attend to opportunity, and the world is dynamic. Attend to injustice, and you may feel anger. Attend to suffering, and you may feel compassion. Attention doesn't deny reality, it prioritizes it, and priority becomes lived truth. James did not promise certainty, he offered responsibility, because if attention shapes experience, and belief directs attention, then you are not merely a spectator in your own life, you are a participant in constructing it, not controlling everything, but selecting what becomes central. This is subtle power, quiet power, the power of mental discipline. And perhaps his deepest insight was this: act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. Action reinforces belief. Belief directs attention. Attention shapes experience, and experience becomes reality, not metaphysically, psychologically. William James did not claim that you can think your way into fantasy. He claimed something more demanding, that you are responsible for where your mind rests, that attention is not random, that belief is not trivial, that choice, even when quiet, is consequential. And so the challenge he leaves us with is not inspirational, it is uncomfortable. If your experience is what you agree to attend to, then what are you agreeing to? What are you rehearsing? What are you strengthening? What are you overlooking? Because in the end, James's revolution was not about psychology alone. It was about freedom. Not freedom from circumstances, but freedom in how you meet them. And that freedom begins in a place so small most people miss it. The next thought, that you attend to. I'm grateful for the moments shared in discourse. May our paths cross again in the fullness of time.